One of the biggest CSGO skin websites has been targeted in an attack that cost its owners $6 million. It's the biggest known hack of a skin website, and instead of targeting a private collector like in previous thefts, it targeted a major player in the industry. It's also unfortunate to note that a lot of those skins didn't belong to the site, they belong to users. At such a critical moment for the skin community, we had to take a look at the potential fallout. Strap yourselves in though, this one gets a little wild. Hey guys, before we get into the video, I just wanted to ask you to please like the video if you have a good time, and consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell. That way, the next time we've got a story for you, you know right away. Simple, right? So if you're unfamiliar with CS Money, they are a skin trading website that was founded in 2016 during the height of skin mania. I don't have time to go in depth on the company's history in this report, but just suffice it to say that they were a pretty big player before the trade lock, and then afterwards they solidified themselves as one of the major players in the industry. So there are a lot of people with opinions about the company, their business model, whatever. If you try to go there right now though, you're greeted with this message instead. That's because on Saturday, the site's security was circumvented and the result was millions of dollars in skins leaving the site's inventory. Man, this graph would rival some recent crypto crashes if the y-axis ended at 0. All told, the website lost over $6 million in the hack, with about 1/3 of those skins belonging to users, not the site's owners. Now, to be fair, those numbers are based on CS Money's valuation of the items, which many users continue to hotly contest. Still, it's a massive hack. In a post by Tim Sobolewski, Chief Communications Officer of X Corp, which owns CS Money, he confirmed that the hackers had compromised the authenticator data the company was using, giving them access to their bots and their inventories. The skins were sent to a variety of accounts across nearly 1,000 trades. Many of these were sent to seemingly shell accounts, but a lot of them were just sent to popular influencers, a move that Sobolewski says was designed to throw off the scent. After the first day of the attack, the hackers began to put skins in accounts labeled CS Money Recovery. I personally thought it might indicate a potential ransom attempt, but Sobolewski said he wasn't so sure. Sobolewski also confirmed to me that the attacks against the website had ceased.
We are not in the middle of another wave, if you're asking about it. We hope to relaunch the site as soon as we will be 101% sure that all the skins are safe.
So what now? What are the chances of these people actually getting their skins back, both the users and the company? Let's break down how these things actually work. So if you use a skin website to buy, sell, or trade skins, you're probably doing it with automated bots. It's just a massive volume of skins that can be traded. These websites have big inventories. There's no way to have individual people trade all these items. And since Steam API allows it, you can just automate these trades. The issue is that it means maintaining a secure network of accounts to actually hold and transfer the items. And that became more complicated at the end of the golden age of skin gambling in early 2018. Essentially, Valve made it so that if you receive an item in trade, you can't trade it for a week. This was intended to target skin gambling, but obviously it also had an effect on skin marketplaces like CS Money. With the volume of trades going drastically down, CS Money had to make changes to their business model, just like all these other marketplaces. But the trade lock also has an impact in this specific case. Sobolewski explained that the hackers somehow gained access to the authentication data for the accounts they used to trade. Once the hackers had that, it was easy enough to start moving skins elsewhere. Like I said, to shell accounts, or in some cases to huge influencers. Some were even being sent for free to random people who documented what was happening, and CS Money has seemingly reached out to those people. In some cases, users realized that the trades were suspicious and contacted CS Money with the intent to return the skins once the trade block had expired. This was already a lot more information about the hack than you might reasonably assume you'd get from the website that was targeted. But Sobolewski told me that the intent here is to put some clarity on the situation and improve the reputation of skin websites as a kind of gray market.
It was always like something not very public, let's call it so. And usually you don't hear of any public trading companies on the skin market. Nobody says how much money they're making. We cannot force other people to say loudly how much money they're making and so on. But at least we believe that there's nothing bad in saying that you're trading skins.
But that gray market designation may make resolving this whole thing a lot more complicated. Let me explain. You might remember that in June, a Steam account with a massive $2 million inventory was hacked. In that specific case, Steam support was responsible for resetting the account's password, which gave the thief access to the account, so they got involved. But I'm not certain we can expect to see that same kind of action here. For one thing, CS Money and skin websites like them are technically not officially endorsed by Valve. To quote the Steam subscriber agreement, you may not use cheats, automation software, bots, mods, hacks, or any unauthorized third-party software to modify or automate any subscription marketplace process. I've never seen any evidence of Valve expressly giving permission for skin trading bots, although for the most part they turn a blind eye to it because it's not like they're actively causing problems. Cracking down on skin trading bots would be extremely labor intensive, and at the end of the day, skin trading popularizes CS directly and indirectly. The only times that Valve has really gotten involved are cases like OP skins, where they advertised helping people get around the trade block. In this case, Steam's restoration policy seems to state that they won't help. And this isn't some random account with a single AK redline in it. This is a massive amount of work to resolve, work that Valve would end up paying for. In the case of that June theft I mentioned, it was at least partially Valve's fault, but that doesn't seem to be the case here, at least based on the information that we currently have. Sobolewski didn't want to comment on whether he thought Valve would get involved, but he did confirm that Valve had been contacted. But Valve already kind of did CS Money a solid here because the trade lock impedes these skins from getting very far. Wherever they went, they can't be moved for a week. Before the trade lock, those skins would be long gone, laundered through dozens of marketplaces near instantly. The community too has been a big help in tracking down where these skins went.
It's fair to say that we are not the most well appreciated guys in the traders community because we've been always following our business needs when we talk about this and so on. But in this particular case, everyone is coming and saying, okay, how can I help? And the people who received skins, they were like, okay, I did that just to save them. Guys, tell me how to return, and so on and so forth.
And even once they can be moved, Sobolewski said that CS Money has already shared information about the stolen items with some other skin sites, and some have agreed not to touch them and to ban users who tried to sell them. Sobolewski also told me that he felt like the pattern of trades of the stolen skins was more designed to deal damage to CS Money than to reap a profit. And certainly, like, sending out free skins to random people would fit that pattern.
All this situation doesn't look like an attempt to earn money. Those guys, or this guy, or whoever was it, they didn't went to marketplaces, but they send the stuff to their accounts that were easily found. And even the second wave that they steal, there was no attempt to steal it. And here there's been 0 attempts to connect to us. And what we see is that they just try to do as much damage as possible.
The twit longer from Sobolewski also noted that they can't 100% commit to future action, although they plan to prioritize returning user skins and compensating affected users, though there's no telling when the website will be back online at this point. This probably isn't that surprising because failing to return users' money in the wake of something like this would clearly have PR impacts. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of skin marketplaces. Users have choice. Why would they choose to go to a place where a bunch of users lost their skins and they weren't compensated in any way? Having said that, it's a harsh lesson for the owners of this site and maybe all the skin websites out there.
I believe that in the future we will see more actions when market players will be united and doing things like this, because there wasn't much of lessons like this, cases like this in the past.
An event like this does have the potential to rouse a sleepy giant like Valve to action, but even if they don't act, Valve will still be making a choice here. It still seems incredibly unlikely to me that Steam support would get involved here, either to help or to crack down. And if they don't do anything, I feel like most people won't be surprised. But if this is indeed the case, if Valve says that's your business with some other website, then users will know for sure that if their skins are taken for whatever reason, be it a hack or something more nefarious even, you're relying on the trading marketplace to make it right, not Valve. They're not coming to help you. Thankfully, it seems like making this right is a priority for CS Money. And for the sites that actually trade skins, this moment could be the start of something bigger. That cooperation to refuse to accept stolen skins could actually affect things in the future if it could be expanded. Obviously, no one wants more of these incidents, but if you knew that fencing a stolen skin on some other marketplace is basically impossible, that would probably reduce the attractiveness of actually doing that. Ultimately, my main concern is that the people who lost skins get their stuff back. Beyond that, I'll be watching for the fallout, and if there's any other update in this story, maybe I'll see you again. Man, this graph would rival some recent crypto crashes if the x-axis ended in 0. Or wait, it's Y. It's the Y-axis. Bro, I was gonna get roasted in the comments, bro. I was about to get roasted. Typical humanities student doesn't know the y-axis. But you know what the thing about this is, we're talking about it now, and this is gonna end up in the bloopers. So then people are gonna be like, ha! Like they're gonna do the